Reserve in round 5 of the NPL, where Pascoe Vale host Heidelberg, and I'm joined by John Fotinos. Jay Fott, welcome.
And good evening to you, Demi. Looking forward to this big game. Both sides in pretty good form. The Burgers going for 4 on the trot away from home, include of course the Charity Shield game. That'll be 5 in a row, but it's going to be a tough game because Pascoe Vale and Heidelberg always have tight matches.
Yeah, and I think a big talking point tonight is if we can keep a clean sheet and not concede.
Yeah, it's going to be a big job because that's one of George's big tasks, and he's always on about keeping clean sheets and keeping a good defensive record. So let's see if the boys can do it. But Demi, do we have any late changes for tonight's lineup?
The only change from last week's lineup is Mathiang will not be on the bench at all, and we've got Zara on the bench. So it's great to see Zara back in the pit.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Mathiang a little bit unlucky that the Twin Towers at the back are doing such a wonderful job. But Demi, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Sean Ellis will hold up. There was a bit of an injury cloud, we heard, had to pass a late fitness test, and it's going to be interesting to see how he can last through the whole game and whether he will actually play the full 90 minutes. But great to see Adrian Zara back on the bench.
Absolutely. Just let you know what's just happened. Our under-20s have just scored their second goal, so they're 2-0 up now here at CBC Smith Reserve.
Yeah, and of course they're all cock-a-hoop about that after a bit of a bad result last week down at Oakley. But Demi, it's going to be a really crackerjack game. Last year we saw a 1-1 draw here, and the Burgers only got 1-0 at Heidelberg, so huge match tonight.
And I think Pascoe Vale have got a bit of a fire in the belly after the last week's game against South Melbourne. They were 2-0 down. They came down to draw the match.
They did indeed, yes. They fired back in the second half to snatch the points. But Demi, I think from down here we've just about covered all we can do. But I'm really looking forward to the first 10 or 15 minutes to see how the pressure's on.
Fantastic. Enjoy the game, John.
And of course, before we go to the main game, Demi, what have we got for us? We've got a little bit of a piece on the venue tonight here at CB Smith Reserve.
Correct. There's going to be a preview of tonight's fantastic facility, CB Smith Reserve, that is. So it'll be very interesting to watch.
And look forward to your post-match commentary at all.
Thank you very much. See you then.
What's going on here?
And a very good evening and welcome to Heidelberg supporters across Australia and across the world. It is live and exclusive HUFC TV coverage brought to you by Windsor Management Insurance Brokers. The big game on a Friday. It's a beautiful Friday night. We're at CB Smith Reserve in downtown Fawkner at the north of Melbourne, and it is the big game, 5th round action of the Victorian NPL, and it's a beauty. 4th place Pascoe Vale hosting 5th place Heidelberg, hosting 3rd place Heidelberg United. Jay Fott's with me in commentary.
Sean Ellis has passed the late fitness test, although on the bench, Adrian Zara makes his way onto the bench in place of Mathiang.
Nearly ready for a start here at Duke's Road, the old Duke's Road ground. Heidelberg in the yellow and black to the right of screen towards the city end of CB Smith Reserve. They'll get first use of the football. The big man, Tommy Cahill, got his first league goal last weekend. 5th road game in succession for Heidelberg, and they're 4-0 to start the season against Pascoe Vale, who will be heading to the left of screen in the Very deep blue colours with the cerise numbers, I'm led to believe, and we're away for a start. And Heidelberg, gee, you know, you're here at the ground, we've got a great view. We're trackside, Jay Fott, and we saw the boys warming up just a moment ago, and there's some real, there's some real passion about the team going into this one.
Yeah, Tommy Cale was very vocal there pre-game, trying to G the boys up.
And Ship, long way out from the target zone.
Back stick, Josh! Josh!
Bouncing ball in for the goalkeeper, and it may be an own goal. No,
free kick.
Called
Foul
free
on
kick.
Wilkins.
So
Saw that clearly.
I couldn't see a thing. I was looking at the back of the fourth official, Jay Fott,
No,
so
got
take
a-
us through that.
Got a nice old shove there, did Wilkins, although Osmancevic trailing in there.
And the flag goes up again on this near side. We get the restart, Pascoe Vale. Ooh,
Again.
awkward by Stephen Pace. Hooks it over his shoulder to safety, Ruben Way. Square ball, Chavo had to run for it, did so. And spears it back for the hyphenator. Back spinner, over half field. Noon headed down. Kanakaris, return ball is a good one for Harry Noon. Bad Noon rising deep. Very deep, Harry Noon. Very deep, gets the cutback. Defenders all there. Cale goes to ground.
And penalty given,
It
Greg.
is indeed.
Well, it was a heavy touch, wasn't it, from the defender?
And didn't he earn a Tommy Cahill? He fights. Let's have a look on the replay, Jay Fott.
Was squared in, Greg. You could see there the heavy touch and Cale nipping in and got collected. And the referee was very adamant straight away, pointing to the spot.
You have a second look, and perhaps not so emphatic as we first thought, but it doesn't matter. It's in the books, 11 minutes away, and top cat Tommy Cahill will get the chance for the go-ahead. Here at CB Smith tonight against Pascoe Vale, Cahill, hands on hips. Makes a nice long look, stares deliberately. And the goalkeeper, Joran Souza, with the stop from the penalty. He picked the spot and he denied Tommy Cahill. Harry Noon tries to rifle one through a sea of legs. Pummel clear, Wilkins. Well, there's a moment. Kanakaris with the big leap. Kanakaris dashes after it, reels it in before the sideline. Kanakaris. Well, knocked it round the corner, but it's all deep blue back there. Biles. Shawnee Ellis. Fitness test just before the game tonight for the Scotsman. Ellis, whose left foot back up the line, Ruben Way. JW. Gentle one. Cahill, chest the ball down. Cahill! And that time, well, Tommy Cahill might have netted twice.
Well, Greg,
Hit the woodwork, I think.
unbelievable that time. You can go see the penalty, the keeper getting the feet in the right position and clears it away.
Cahill off that right hand upright. Tommy Cahill. 13 in, might have had two, got none, scoreless game.
Well, he might have well had two, Greg, because that one rattled off the bar there. But Heidelberg all over Pascoe Vale at the moment.
So Josh Wilkins tests the defence with a throw that hits Cahill on the money toward the line. Cutback is there. Ellis was on the far post. Blue shirts will win out on this occasion. Kanakaris with the pick off. Harry Noon fights as you would expect him to. JW. Ball over the top, Cahill. Did the flags go up that time? It did, of course. If they picked a couple of the other ones, they were always going to pick that one. So offside again. 27 and a half played, rather. John Fodinos, Jay Fott, and yours truly, Greg Blake, calling the action of this round 5 NPL fixture from Faulkner tonight.
And the Burgers have just got to maintain patience and composure and not get frustrated, Greg. They are in control of this game at the moment.
Prelovic squares it.
Van Schip.
Van Schip. Oh, what a goal from Davey, the danger man, Van Schip. You picked it, 28 minutes old, and Pascoe Vale from nowhere have taken the lead. You said it earlier on, Davey Van Schip's the man. Glorious goal.
Yeah, it came from the turnover. Luka Prelovic playing the ball inside, Greg. And they missed the challenge there. Came through to Van Schip, and he rifled it past Chris Theodorese Petropoulos, who might have been a bit of blindsided there, Greg, but they've rode their luck, Pascoe Vale, and now take the lead. So the Burgers with it all to do. First time this season they've trailed.
Indeed. And in fact, I'll get you to backtrack memory-wise, Jay Fott, to last season as well. When was the last time they trailed in a game?
I'd say the grand final, when they trailed 1-0. And this is what it is, Greg. We said it before many times. Football has a way of doing it. You don't capitalise on your opportunities, it can come back to bite you the other way.
Van Schip robbed then Tallarico. Indeed, it'll be left for Matteo Balan to launch it from downtown to that northern end of CB Smith Reserve in a 1-0 game. Pascoe Vale lead it. Balan wipes away the perspiration, launches one long and high, headed away by Biles. Ball
Hooked away by
comes
Ellis,
cannoning
Greg.
in, shot from a distance. Ferranti! And I tell you what,
World-class save.
that was a ripper save from Chris Theodorides Petropoulos when called upon. That was a great stop from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Michael Ferranti, I beg your pardon, launching one from all of 25 metres. And that was heading top corner, Greg.
Top corner right, top corner left rather, from our vantage point. And Theodorides just arched his back and flew like a circus performer to turn the ball round the corner. Might have been 2-0. It could have been 2-0 Heidelberg. It might have been 2-0 Pascoe Vale. 33 minutes played. Windsor Management Insurance Brokers. All the action tonight. Jay Fott and Blakey. Corner. Near post. Angled clear. Van Schip can't control it. Ellis can't. Van Schip does well to release back for Abascal Munoz. So both benches are up and animated and a wee bit annoyed about what they've seen so far. Chavo, gee, that was terribly dangerous and swept upon by Bentley Greens. Sorry. Oh, that's a second goal for Pascoe Vale. And again,
That was
I
terrible.
was caught blindsided, but you'll have
Terrible
to call it,
giveaway.
give it the angle.
And they gave the ball away, and the defence was at 6s and 7s. And, well, since the first goal, Greg, it's really been Pascoe Vale who have stepped up.
This is...
They're trying to work out who scored that goal. But Alex Scarvo, what was he thinking, Greg?
Yeah, well, that was a brain fade from Chavo then.
Sold Chris Theodorides into all sorts of trouble, and they were always on the back foot from there.
Well, now Heidelberg, who reigned supreme in 2017, have got some significant spade work to do to get back into this one. It's Pascoe Vale 2, Heidelberg 0. Who'd have thought it on the opening 20 minutes of the game, but so Cahill with the back header on. Doherty with the clean-up work. Goalkeeper first time, hits it. Spinner. Chavo front of the contest. And Ship. JW stays with him. No free kick. There is a free kick. And the play going to ground then was Balan. And Alex Chavo. That's the yellow card.
Did you have a word to that bench?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's some unhappy people on both benches at this point. Heidelberg more so, down by 2 goals with a minute to play in regulation time in this first half.
Fourth official.
Fourth official is going to let us know in just a moment.
2 minutes, Greg, it looks like.
So 44 and a half away in regulation. It looks as if there's going to be 2 minutes added for stoppages. And they are swarming at the moment, Pascoe Vale. It's a 2-0 game. Heidelberg down by 2 and down to 10 players. Jack Petrie out of the game. Ellis says something to buoy the spirits going into half-time. It is, in fact, 2 minutes. Harry Noon on to the Stephen Pace ball. Slows his pace, draws it back. Far post, Kanakaris. Too long for him. Out of play. Heidelberg ball. Is it? No. Nope. Pascoe Vale ball.
So great goals to Davey Van Schip and Luka Prelevich, leading to a 2-0 lead, but in dramatic circumstances, Jack Petrie sent off for a high challenge on the head of his Pascoe Vale opponent. So the Burgers 2-0 down and a man down as they try and work it forward. The shot by Harry Noon just wide of the post. In fact, it was Tommy Cahill, the man who twice might have given the Burgers a lead, flashing a shot just wide of the near post.
Well, gee, what do they say at halftime? What are the coaches going to say at halftime?
They're certainly going to have to work all their magic, Greg, to even get back into the game.
Indeed.
Because Pascoe Vale at the moment controlling.
Is there any magic left? That's the issue, as Kanakaris crash tackles his opponent. No call that time.
Yeah, wouldn't they love a goal here just before the break?
We've got about 30 seconds in stoppage time to play. Cahill runs the wide angle away from the defenders. Cahill. And out of play at that city end of CB Smith Reserve. Heidelberg could not stop winning last season, and right now they are facing their biggest challenge of any game for a very long time at CB Smith. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to this challenge.
It's going to be a very, very interesting second half here on HUFC TV. By my reckoning, we've had our 2 minutes of stoppage. We have indeed had our 2 minutes of stoppage time. And, well, wow. And not in the usual wow. How good was that? I mean, this time last Friday night, we were lauding Heidelberg for their brilliant opening half at Oakley. 7 days later, a half where if things could go wrong, they pretty much did. Great start. Tommy Cahill had a penalty saved on 11, a shot off the woodwork on 13, and then from there it got progressively uglier. Davey Van Schip on 28, putting Pascoe Vale ahead. A horrible mistake from Alex Chavo, setting up Luka Prelevich for the second goal for Pascoe Vale. It was 2-0. And then...
just when you think it couldn't get worse. Yeah.
Just when you think, look, I'm speechless. That was I haven't seen a half. I haven't seen them fold so terribly in a half for a long time. So Jack Petrie sent off on 36 minutes, and we're at half time, and you and I, we have to get our breath back as well.
Yeah.
Coverage of the 2018 Victorian Premier League season. Thanks to Windsor Management Insurance Brokers, it's half time. We're about to get a restart at the CB Smith Reserve. Still beautiful weather. It's a delightful night.
No, we're not, Greg, because there's no match officials out there.
Well,
the players are all ready.
Could it be a better contest? if
that question needs to be asked.
So,
perhaps.
Look, to recap, though, it is, well, a definitive kind of asking of the question to last year's all-conquering Heidelberg side. Half-time here, and they're down by 2 goals. Tanel, Davey Van Schip and Luka Prelevich scoring the goals for Pascoe Vale against the run of play to some extent, yeah. And, of course, now down to 10 players with Jack Petrie sent from the game. So it's 10 men and a 2-goal deficit for Heidelberg, heading to the left of screen toward the northern end of CB Smith. And it will be Pascoe Vale to the city end of the floodlit ground here in the northern suburbs of Melbourne, and it'll be the home side in the deep blue with Charisse numbers. Restarting the second half. John Fontinos, it looks grim. What do you suspect would have been the message from the coaching team at half-time?
Well, the first message would be...
Actually, we'll go with the play just quickly. Errant ball across the face of goal. Sorry, John.
That's okay. Luke Biles clearing the ball up. But the message would be just keep it tight for the first few minutes. Try and work your way back into the game. There's no point going 3 down early on because that will effectively kill off the game.
Cahill wanted the contest. Ball takes an awkward bounce for him, and the ball outside was wasteful from Tommy Cahill.
So every game since has either been a win or a loss.
And you would imagine a draw would be as best as we could hope for under the circumstances. 2 to draw, 3 to win is the equation for Heidelberg at this point in the game. We've ticked over 6 minutes in this second half thanks to Windsor management. Heidelberg down to 10, just to recap, and down by 2. So it's going to be a big ask for the reigning national NPL champions. Ellis having his arm dragged out of his socket.
The referee saw that.
And you couldn't not see it, I would have thought. JW through the gap. Ellis. Glancing ball. Cahill!
Scores!
Tommy Cahill!
With a header!
Tommy Cahill is the top cat. We are 51 minutes in, and Tom Cahill throws a lifeline to 10-man Heidelberg.
And once again, the cross coming in, and Tom Cahill, reminiscent of that effort in the Community Shield final where he managed to wriggle free of the marker. And we're just about 7 minutes in, Greg, in the second half. They've got a lifeline.
And I'll tell you what, he copped a big whack for his trouble as well. Yaron Souza, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, just misjudged it there, did the keeper, and Tommy Cahill putting himself in, and a bad header across there.
There's hope there anyway as Prelovic. Oh, Davey Van Schip, the danger man, just outside shooting territory, charged down by Harry Noon. Clipped clear in the end by Ruben Way, the champ. Oh, Stephen Pace, pirouette, out of trouble.
Trying to get some substitutions here, Greg.
That'll be interesting. Heidelberg may be going to the bench. We'll keep an eye on that as we get the restart. JW. It's Luke Biles. Outside man, Ruben Way. There's a moment of magic from the champ. Not that time. Biles stabs it. Harry Noon. Biles. Again, the skipper makes a long look upfield. Through the gap, Chavo. Outside of the foot. He gets collected unceremoniously. A tick after the play, and that was certainly a free kick, and you could...
We heard the clatter there.
You heard the... Yep, indeed. So it is a free kick to Heidelberg. About 10 or 12 metres inside attacking territory is all the ruminations about the changes on the Heidelberg bench. Luke Biles. A double fist from the goalkeeper. Kanakaris. Outside man was JW.
Got picked off in the end there, Greg, but there's half a sniff there.
I tell you what, they're not going to die trying.
Well,
they are not going to die trying tonight, Heidelberg. So when all looked lost, it's only a 1-goal game.
Looks like it'll be a substitution very shortly, Greg.
Noon for Chavo. He's got some work to do. Alex Chavo too.
Might be a double change, it looks like.
Indeed. So we're right next to the Heidelberg bench. Time call. It's 13 and a half played second half. Windsor Management Insurance Brokers, and now scoreboard-wise, Heidelberg are well back in it. It's a 2-1 game. Pascoe Vale lead. They were 2-0 up at half-time. And Tommy Cahill tosses a lifeline into the seething ocean of action here at CB Smith. JW with the throw. Deep one. Cahill, backheader on. Chavo tried to be spectacular. And the runner down the left-hand side. Ruben Way hits the gas pedal. He was hitting fourth gear.
Go outside.
Gentle one back down the line. Dumbalis, first touch. Long and high. Tommy Cahill chases. Cahill, well, Cahill unceremoniously dumped.
Well, certainly they've got the upper hand at the moment.
Cahill! Cahill far post! Cahill far post! We are locked up at 2-2. Get out the heart tablets,
Well,
Jake.
that's
Get
two-header.
out the heart tablets.
What a superb header, and that's been magnificent. 2 set-piece plays, and Tommy Cahill has dragged them back to 2-2. Amazing.
No risk, Johnny. No risk.
Well, who'd have thought it? Now here's the tactical stuff, Jay Fott. Okay,
you go for the win?
you dragged yourself back into it with 10 men. You've got a result. Do you go for the W?
I think at the moment you've just got to play it as it comes. Really, Pascoe Vale probably a bit guilty of sitting back on their laurels, thinking they've got a game wrapped up. But you've got to give full credit, Greg, to the Burgers. They've come out with intent in the second half. And Tommy Cahill, well, if he hasn't earned his spot in the side after tonight, if he hasn't announced himself as a Burger forward, that was it tonight. He's made a statement, Greg.
2 goals in the second half from Tommy Cahill. So he got the 2 that he didn't get in the first half. It's back to 2-2. And it is nose to nose.
It's gone from almost partial villain to just about hero at the moment.
Second ball.
Headed down, Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall! Ball takes a deflection off a defender. Pascoe Vale clear. Van Schip, pace. Pace wins the duel. The Iceman, Luke Biles,
Ruben. Go, Rubes, you're in.
launches long. Ruben Way with the dangerous run into the penalty area. Ruben Way on his left peg. Ruben Way drags it back. Defender on the line. Gee, they are
Good effort, lads.
hammering at the castle gate. Heidelberg at the moment. Van Schip, there's 2 players down behind play. Luke Biles, he'll have to make good. And he does around the corner. Harry Noon, outside ball. Dumbalis, got some acreage. Les Dumbalis into the box, right across the face. And who is it but Tommy Cahill?
Well, saved Harry Noon. Ghosted
Harry
in.
Noon it was.
My goodness, Greg. They might have pinched the winner down the other end, though.
Not according to Luke Biles. I did not see a thing then, Jay Fotchell. You'll have to call me through it. I lost it to the fourth
Greg, that
official
time
again.
the ball was squared in by Les Dumbalis and Harry Noon ghosting in at the far post. So the keeper, Souza, gets a hand to it off the post, and it didn't go in, according to the linesman.
Off the post. Wow. Wow.
Well, you'll excuse us, we're getting just as involved as this.
I was trying to get my angles right to get round to the fourth official.
We've got 2 officials in front
Nearly
of us there.
came off my chair that time. Oh, he's a good man. Look at him. So it's going to be a Heidelberg ball. It's 2-2.
JW.
Take your hard tablets. Have a shot of bourbon if you're at home watching on HUFC TV tonight, because we've got an absolute barn burner in this round 5 clash. Stephen Pace. Dumbalis round the corner. JW, second gear. And he was hitting third gear. And took a spill. It'll be a Heidelberg ball. Well,
And it'll be Sean. Is it Sean Ellis, Greg? I can't see who's on the ball there.
it's Shawnee Ellis, even though we can't see round it. Oh, into the box. It took a bobble. Goal! Oh, my word!
hat-trick!
Oh, my word! Tommy, 3. Heidelberg, 3. Heidelberg ahead. J-Fott.
Well, the keeper struggling to hold on to it. The ball bobbled free, and there's recriminations here, and he's going to cop a yellow card, Greg. Well, Tommy
So we've got a
Cahill,
spectator on the
sensational hat-trick. And in the aftermath, Hennessy and the keeper both yellow carded. Oh, what
Wow,
a famous
wow.
effort this has been.
Oh, J-Fott, look, I'm going to need a stretcher to get me home after this. Goodness me, John Fodinos. We talked about the miracle at Green Gully just earlier. This beats it. This is 10-man Heidelberg being asked a huge question, and now with around about 12 minutes of regulation time to play, the 10-man Heidelberg team have come from 2 down to lead by 3 goals to 2, and it's that man, Top Cat, TC, with the hat-trick.
Well, it's still not over, Greg. They've got some work to do, but by golly, full marks to Heidelberg tonight. An absolute guts and determination to climb up off the floor, and they're just all over Pascoe Vale at the moment.
Take 3 tiny baby steps backwards. Keep an eye on that clock. Big, long, high bomb by the hyphen. Play down behind play. Long striding Lewis has
taken
copped
out
one.
behind the pole.
Oh, Cahill cops one square in the back. Wow.
Well, Lewis Hall got taken out.
Cahill's been flattened.
Cahill's been flattened.
It is all happening again. Even Sean Ellis has had enough. And again, the push and shove is on.
That was just a blatant behind the ball incident, Greg.
Gosh. 43 played in regulation time. HUFC TV. We are breathless. After an extraordinary game, an extraordinary second half. Lewis Hall is still on the deck. Physio is out.
Well, he was taken out behind play, off the ball.
And I'll tell you right now, Spielberg will cut the highlights this week. You'll get, if he cuts a 25-minute package, you will get 25 minutes of express train highlights after this one.
Yeah, and the full highlights will probably take longer than the game itself, Greg, because if we just... There's been so many incidents, so many talking points, so many remarkable stories behind this game, Greg.
Oh, look, it has been an extraordinary second half.
Lewis Hall's still down in a lot of
Lewis, yeah, he is indeed. Now, the play will restart with a free kick to Heidelberg. We've played 44 minutes in regulation, but we've lost about another 90 seconds with Lewis Hall on the ground. So, long striding Lewis will... So they'll be
9 men. They'll be down to 9 men, Greg.
They wouldn't play with 9, would they, surely?
Well, there's one substitution up their sleeve.
And Lewis Hall. So, Luke Biles. Wait, so they're down to 9. No, Lewis Hall, bravely. Long striding. So, what? Now, but he's now. This is out. This is obscene. Now, why is there a security guy there to explain?
I have no idea, Greg. But
okay, yeah.
So they're down to 9 men. That's the upshot of it all. And Sean Ellis is coming on.
Unbelievable stuff at CB Smith tonight.
Zara
Sean
on.
Ellis getting a rest. The Mexicans on. Adrian Zara. We've played 46. How much stoppage?
Oh, I don't know. I think there's 5 minutes. So they're going to have to...
Oh, this is unbelievable. So
this has descended into fast now.
It has. Lewis Hall. So Lewis Hall double yellow.
Well, he gets flattened off the ball, no repercussions, and then gets red carded for coming back on.
Unbelievable. Just gobsmackingly unbelievable that Lewis Hall is out of the game.
And
after, as you said, copping an off-the-ball tackle. So 46
5
played.
minutes.
5 minutes of time added on. 5 minutes. 5 minutes for Heidelberg to write an amazing chapter in club history if they can pull this one off. In an extraordinary game. So it is going to be Heidelberg's corner. We played 47. Do we start? We start. They restart play. Cahill bullocks his way through traffic. Cahill, he's been special in the second half. The Top Cat shields the ball. Pascoe Vale want to get the restart quickly.
I've lost for superlatives here, Greg.
47 and a half on the clock. Now, when did the 5 minutes start? From 45, J-Fot? 9-man Heidelberg. They've just got to hold on here. They've just got to dig in. They've just got to dig in for these remaining moments. Trouble for Heidelberg, not according to Stephen Pace. First time shot in, palmed down by the hyphenator, Chris
They're out on their
Theodoridis
feet, Greg.
Petropoulos.
They're out on their feet.
They will be exhausted. What a game. What a victory. 51 and a half minutes in the second half. Unbelievable
We've gone
stuff.
Nearly 7 minutes of extra time, Greg.
That has got to be all she wrote, surely.
Well, it's certainly playing for the drama here as JW.
Oh, you want more drama on a night where Kale won't be able to chase it. The Mexican does. Zara tries to pressure a Pascal Munoz.
There
And
it
the
is.
final whistle goes.
famous win.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. If they gave me the script before the game, you would dismiss us as absolute folly. Heidelberg, in an extraordinary game, win by 3-2 at CB Smith on this Friday night. The quickest recap of all time, and I'll hand it to you, to J-Fop, because wow on behalf of HUFC TV. First half, Heidelberg might have gone up front a couple of times. Couple of goals toward half-time from their home side, Pascoe Vale, and the send-off of Jack Petrie. Half-time, Heidelberg down by 2-0, down to 10 men. Up steps Tommy Cale, up steps
Harry Noon.
Harry
Upstairs
Noon.
the whole team.
And look at them out there.
Let's get those scenes there
Yep.
of the crowd. They're just cheering them on. Heroic, Greg. That's all you can say. Heroic. We throw that word around a lot, but it was heroic. Tommy Cale will get all the plaudits, but there was 11 or 10 heroes out there, and the substitute. Look at them getting the send-off there.
Look at that. And so they ought to stand, and so they ought to cheer, because those Warriors were not just warriors in name tonight, they were warriors in deed.